So today I have to add a chapter. Not at the end where chapters are normally supposed to go. Like after chapter 3, you write chapter 4. After chapter 4, you write chapter 5, right? It's how it's supposed to be. No. That will be far too convenient. So I have to go back and put a brand new chapter between chapters that are already published because I realized the story needs it to make everything that comes afterward works the way it should. And this is exactly why I decided to publish Echoes of Fate online first. I knew going into this that mistakes were going to happen. Okay? This story is huge. The world is huge. There are a ridiculous number of moving pieces, and sometimes I can plan something 10 different ways and still only realize what is missing once I actually reach the next part of the story. So, this time, what is missing? Is it a sentence I can quietly fix or a little detail I can adjust? Nope, it's a damn chapter. An entire F chapter. Because apparently, I don't believe in doing anything small. So, if this were already a finished book sitting on someone else's shelf, I would be in trouble. Instead, I can look at the story, admit that something needs to be there, and actually put it there rather than spending the next 20 chapters trying to work around a mistake simply because the earlier chapters are already published. That freedom is one of the biggest reasons I wanted my first reader to experience the story with me while it is still growing. Of course, that freedom comes with a downside for you, my wonderful early readers. Sometimes I'm going to ask you to go a little bit backward. So to everyone who has already read past the point where this new chapter will be added, thank you for your patience with me while I build this thing. I know going backward to read something newly inserted isn't exactly the normal reading experience. I know it, okay? And I genuinely appreciate that you're willing to come along while I figure out the best version of this story. I promise. I'm not adding a chapter just because I woke up this morning and decided you needed more homework. This one belongs there. It matters for what follows, and I genuinely think the story will be better because of it. So if I'm going to ask you to turn around, walk backward a little, and take a new road with me, I promise I'll do my best to make the detour worth it. And honestly, I'd rather make the huge mistakes now, while Echoes of Fate is alive, growing, and allowed to change, than spend the entire story trying to hide them later. Someday, there will be a finished version where nobody knows this chapter wasn't always there. But those of you reading now will know exactly how it got there, because you were here while I was still building the road. And thank you so much for that.